Live, the one and only Local 10 News starts right now.
Right now at noon, breaking news. An officer involved shooting right near Jackson Memorial Hospital. Police responding to a dispute there when officers say they were forced to fire, but then the suspect took off straight into the trauma center. And police were eventually able to track him down and take him into custody.
Local 10's Andrew Perez is live at the scene with what we know so far. Andrew.
You've got to keep in mind this is still developing at this hour. I want to step right out of the way so you can see this very active scene right here behind me. This is right in front of Jackson's Ryder Trauma Center. This is the entrance where all the ambulances come to. I want to go ahead and send you to some cell phone video into our newsroom. This really shows an intense standoff between Miami police and this man who was armed with a knife. Officers say they first encountered this guy between 7th and 8th Avenues. That's right near Jackson Memorial Hospital after getting a call about a violent dispute between two people. They arrived, he was armed, and during that confrontation, he was shot at least one time. This cell phone video here, it shows part of that confrontation where police are trying to get him to put the knife down. He's seen running. He's seen going toward Jackson Memorial Hospital. We just wrapped up a press conference a short time ago after police got to him, took him into custody. Officers say they had to act quickly.
Officers that were on the scene instantly rendered aid to this offender at that time, and he is currently getting treatment at JMH. FDLE will be taking over the investigation at this point, and we will be assisting after that.
What I saw, my husband called me because he was in our car right here, and he told me a guy had run by with a knife and police were chasing him, and I was up at the corner where, by the hospital, and when he told me that, I looked out the window and I said, oh my God, I said, he's up here by the front, I said, with a knife, and he started coming towards, wrapping around towards like where the door is, but for some reason when the cops were chasing him, he turned back around, back towards the corner, and the cops had guns out on him, and I guess tasers also, and
you also have to remember this is a very busy area. Here it is a Friday morning around Jackson Memorial Hospital, a very big hospital system. So many buildings around the hospital as well, so you can imagine it sent people into a panic. I want to bring in my colleague, Annalise Garcia, because she was actually here this morning. You were doing a completely unrelated report. You had just finished up, and you were going in, I guess, to get coffee when you actually got caught up in the middle of all of this.
Yeah, I walked right into it. It was scary, but in those situations, so many moving parts that you don't really know what's going on, right? So I was walking toward that Starbucks back there. There's one that we use all the time to use the restroom, grab a coffee, and I walked straight into it. I see a man running, and I'm now, after hearing the press conference, I'm gathering what piece I was in, but he was running at full sprint in the direction where I was coming from with the knife in his hand. He was dressed in all black. I walk into the Starbucks and different theories and things were being screamed out. It was very scary. A lot of people hysterical, moving toward the back of the Starbucks. I myself was very scared. And then I saw police running with their guns drawn toward this man. And they were headed toward the back corner of the emergency room. And that is where I guess they took him down. I was in the Starbucks this entire time. People weren't walking out of the coffee shop. And then I started seeing Jackson employees around me receiving alerts on their phone, saying to stay indoors. A nurse from the emergency room was telling us some stories that they had encountered before. I immediately called the station, asking them maybe what they were hearing on police radios. Very, very scary situation.
Well, you were telling me at one point you actually, or everybody in that Starbucks thought this was an active shooter situation on top of that.
Yeah, that was where I was the most scared, I would say, just because several people in the Starbucks were saying that, and maybe they were, they were right, because I'm sure somebody was hearing shots, knowing that the police officers were involved, but anyway, they were saying this active shooter, and that's why people were moving toward the back of the Starbucks, because they were afraid that somebody was going to come in, and I was amongst this group of people. unbeknownst to me that I was just doing what we always do out here.
It's just such a busy campus. There's so many people here for so many different reasons. My last thing, did you see that man's reaction? Was he saying anything as he's running towards you? Like, what's going through your mind in that moment?
I mean, he wasn't running at me, he was just running in my direction. But there were police officers coming from every direction. I mean, this, as he mentioned, huge campus. There's police officers everywhere, always. Not to mention we're down the street from the courthouse of Miami. So there were police coming from every direction with their guns drawn. He just stopped with the knife like this, looked both ways, and then kept running. So I didn't hear anything come out of his mouth, but I definitely saw the entire thing go down. And then obviously once they pulled away into the corner and they were taking him down, I was in the Starbucks. I didn't see anything at that point, but yeah.
It's a very tense situation. We're definitely glad that you're okay. Yeah. Again, one person shot. He's being treated right now at Jackson Memorial Hospital. FDLE also investigating. We're going to have much more in later editions of Local 10 News. We'll send it back to you.